We're obviously not going to be getting a bigger computing system until next year. So I reckon if we rewrite the procedure that incorporates a command loop, putting an expiry date on data files, say for 3 to 5 months, we can save enough disk space to utilise as a sort area for the weekly updates.
Oh, do give it a rest, Dave. We spend a week programming that crap so as to print more of it. Then the senior managers manipulate it in order to make some inane point. And you want to spend every weekend talking more crap.
Julia, if some of us were as conscientious and as boring as David here, then we might actually produce less crap instead of emulating your achievement, which has been to single-handedly destroy 2/3 of the global rainforest.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Cliff. I hadn't realised you'd suddenly developed an ecological awareness. Perhaps we should sell our flat and build ourselves a hut from your recycled bullshit.
Do you know, you've really changed in the last 6 months we've been together?
Really?
Yeah, when we first got together, you still possessed a few sweet sparks of humanity. Perhaps the change of life has reached you early.
Do you two have to spoil every weekend? It's bad enough being stuck in London without you two arguing the whole time. And it's not as if you really mean it.
Oh, I am sorry, Diane. I forgot you were just a simple country girl at heart. Where was it you were born again? Croydon, wasn't it?
Diane's right. It'd be nice to start just one weekend without having to listen to you two scoring points off each other the whole time.
Well, well, two of the world's most exciting people get a taste of their own medicine.
Oh, pay no attention to him. He's just cranky because he needs a break from the city like the rest of us. Anyway, speaking of boring people, I've just spotted that dreadful John Hardwick from accounts. And, oh God, I think he's seen us.
Look, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think he only wants to be liked. You could at least try and be nice to him.
Well, if you're so concerned about him, perhaps you might like to fund a personality transplant.
John, how nice to see you. I thought you'd be rushing home to do your bird watching. That is what you like to do, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. Fancy you remembering that. I don't do it in London, though. I've got a place in Dorset. My uncle left me it. I often pop in here for a quick half on a Friday. Then I grab a few things from my mother's place and head on down to the cottage.
So you have your very own weekend retreat then, John? You lucky man.
It's situated in a very historic location. Some of the foundations date back to about 1626.
How many bedrooms did you say it has, John?
Bedrooms?
Yes, bedrooms.
2. Plus a sofa bed.
Doesn't it ever get a bit lonely down there, John?
Sometimes. I don't know anyone who's into ornithology.
Julia and I spend many a happy weekend watching the tits cross Clapham Common.
Yes, and only the other day, David and Diane had to swerve their car to avoid hitting a kestrel.
A kestrel? In Fulham? That is unusual. Well, perhaps you'd like to join me one weekend.
Well, why don't the four of us come with you this weekend, John?
Well, if you're sure. Well, if you've got nothing better planned, I'll be a little while. I've got to go and pack and sort my mother out, but you could take the spare keys to the cottage. Yes. I'll draw you a map, and I'll meet you down there. Yes, it would be nice to have some company.
Well, draw that map then, John. Here, borrow my pen and a piece of paper.
There, is that clear enough?
No problem, John, no, not with my sense of direction. You go home and see to your mum, right? And the rest of us, well, we'll be with you in around, say 3 hours? OK, well, see you now.
Well, if you're sure you really want to come, here, take my key. I'll use the spare. I must press on. I'll see you when I see you, and bye.
Bye, John. It would have been nice to have been consulted first. But we don't know anything about bird watching, and even less about him.
Oh, come on, Diane. You said you wanted to get away for the weekend. It'll be fun.
Why do you have to involve us in your little schemes?
Because if it wasn't for me and Cliff, you'd probably spend all weekend collecting stamps or washing your hair. Anyway, we don't have to spend that much time with him. We can find ourselves a nice little rustic barn dance or something. And anyway, Cliff's driving.
Oh, yeah, right. I should have seen that one coming, shouldn't I? OK, Jill and I will go back to the flat, we'll throw a few things together, and we'll call round for you two in the car around 7. So, try to be ready on time. OK, bye for now.
Bye.
I'm not sure about this, David. There's something very strange about that John Hardwick. Oh, it's just typical of those two to try and rope us into their oddball schemes.
Well, Cliff's made up his mind. You know he won't let us wriggle out of this one, otherwise he and Julia won't have an audience for their Punch and Judy show.
All right, but don't blame me if it all goes badly wrong. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right somehow.
Come on, Diane, it might be fun. We better get going. The way Cliff drives, he's bound to be at our place early.
Looks like it.
Are you sure that's the place? I mean, it looks a bit, you know...
Run down, yes.
It's just a pity Cliff had to endanger so many lives en route. We should be thankful we got here at all.
Well, if you didn't have the navigational skills of a dyslexic nomad, we might have been able to enjoy a more memorable trip. Anyway, it's just lucky we get off early on Fridays.
Come on, let's get the luggage out of the car.
Superior stratagem, numerousness, a rout. What more to do then but vacate the field? I have no longer the desire for the fray, not even for the promise of a soldier's wage. I profit not from this. The good captain warned that the peasants of this shire would stand by the king, no doubt in kind for their livelihoods. Stand fast, men, I hear him cry. No doubt he hath received the consequences by now. This were a sour place when last I were here, and the stench of that contaminate field have no more endeared me. Oh, I sense the presence of the upholders of the sovereign power.
Look you here. See here. It's only been a minute, she says.
I have not a farthing for you. My husband will arrive soon with men.
I didn't think that door was going to budge. Must be walls.
Christ, it's cold in here. Hardwick must have antifreeze in his veins. Look, Cliff, why don't you and Dave fix us a drink while Diane and I sort the rooms out? Cliff and I can have the creakiest bed because we won't be disturbing anyone tonight.
Or any other night that comes to mind.
What was that?
Nothing that precious.
You will entrust us with fresh horses and food.
Never!
Surely you support our cause?
There's no time to spare.
I don't know why you and Cliff stay together sometimes. All you ever seem to do is snipe at each other.
Oh, I suppose you've heard the old expression, treat 'em mean to keep 'em keen.
Does that mean you have to be mean to people like John Hardwick as well? He must be pretty desperate to invite us along for company.
Well, just think of this as your good deed for the year. Diane, friend to the lonely, succour to the needy.
Listen, Julia, can you keep a secret? Do you remember last year's Christmas party?
Not really, but do continue.
Well, it was very strange. I was standing there having a drink when John Hardwick came over and spoke to me. I think he must have been half cut because he ended up by blurting out that he thought that I looked beautiful and that I reminded him of someone he'd never met. Funny thing was, his face did seem vaguely familiar.
So he's a short-sighted amnesiac, am I right?
Oh, I might have known you'd make a joke of it.
Oh, lighten up. Come on, let's go and join the others.
Have you got that fire going yet, Dave?
Nearly. Although why we need a fire in the middle of May beats me. When do you think Hardwick will get here, Cliff?
No idea. I don't even know what car he drives. Ha! Maybe we'll get some of his feathered friends to drop him down the chimney.
I don't know what you've got against him. He's never done you any harm.
I don't suppose he's ever done anybody any harm. I can just see him tiptoeing down his mum's garden path, trying not to tread on the ants.
Jesus Christ.
You have no right to demand anything of us, for you discredit your uniforms by desertion.
Shall I clear ferns then, sir? Or shall I leave you indoors yourself?
Silence. We surely set higher value upon ourselves. Come now. We have money enough to pay for the things we ask of you.
My husband's purse! Oh dear, John. You murderers! What have you done with him?
I'll have a look at the crossroads, sir.
I have nothing for you! Be gone!
You have revealed your husband to be a royalist, and a captain at that. There must be something.
Silver, jewels.
Yeah, David, there's wine in the fridge. Get this down you.
Hey, Cliff, take a look at this. It's an old coin I just found. It's incredibly old. Must have fallen from the mantelpiece or something when I was lighting the fire. Hey, Diane, take a look at this old coin I just found.
Oh, God, if you think that's exciting, you should see the picture in yours and Diane's room. It looks like a cross between John Hardwick and the Laughing Cavalier.
You have murdered my husband! Not for money!
Be quiet. He had no more business that far behind our lines than we had.
Aye, sir, a spy, I should think. We did our duty in that
Never!
thing.
Never!
Must we go to hard questioning?
Sorry, Diane. I didn't mean to startle you.
Shh. I thought I heard someone.
Oh, hello, John. We didn't hear a car pull up.
No, I don't drive. I came through the back way. I know a shortcut through the woods.
Oh, well, you better sit down. You must be exhausted.
You wouldn't catch me walking through those woods. I mean, people lost their lives in those woods.
Yes, it's true, the woods do have a history. Hundreds of retreating soldiers were massacred during the Civil War there.
How do you know the history of those woods, Diane?
Well, I don't remember. Must have read it somewhere.
We've just been saying what a lovely place you have here, John.
How far's the nearest pub then, John?
Well, the Cavalier's about 4 miles walk from here. But I think it's going to rain. I don't think we should go.
Well, I'm not walking anywhere tonight. And even if we took the car, we'd be lucky to make last orders. And I don't think I could handle another dose of Cliff's driving. Are you all right, John?
I don't know.
Well, since we agreed that I'm not driving, we better have a drink here. Can I get you one, Johnny boy?
Well, actually, I've been keeping a rather fine wine in the fridge for such an occasion like this. But I see you've already found it.
Yes, it's such a good wine, it just sort of jumped out of the fridge and demanded to be drunk. So then, John, what do you do down here when you're not looking for a bird?
Sorry?
What he means is, what do you do down here to amuse yourself in between ornithology?
What they mean is, where have you stashed the telly?
I'm afraid I don't have one.
Well, we'll just have to make our own entertainment then.
How about a game of something? Got any ideas, John?
Well, I think I've got a Scrabble set somewhere.
Or how about pin the tail on the donkey?
How about pin the tail on Diane? Now wait a minute, what about a game of spin the bottle? John will love it.
Oh, not that stupid game again.
I don't think I know this one.
Oh, come on, Hardwick. I mean, John. We take it in turns to spin the bottle, and whoever it points to can nominate someone else for a dare, truth or kiss.
I'm sure John isn't interested in sharing his deep secrets with us.
Oh, come on, Diane, it'll be fun.
Yes, who knows what dark secrets John has locked away in his past.
Right, pass me a bottle. I'll have first spin.
Oh, it's me. Right then, John, you must answer my question truthfully. Think back to a long time ago, back to last Christmas at the office party. You're talking to someone and you tell them they look beautiful. Who is it?
I'll bet it was a bloke.
I don't remember.
Come on, John, spit it out.
You bitch, Julia.
Oh, so it was you, Diane. You little siren.
Is this true, John?
Leave her. Leave her!
John, are you listening to me?
What?
I said, is this true, John?
I might have said something. I was rather tipsy.
But Diane, you never mentioned this to me.
Oh, for goodness sake, David, I didn't think it was important.
Oh, I wonder what else isn't important then, eh? Like you knowing the history of those woods. Perhaps you've been here before.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, David. Of course I've never been here before.
Oh, boring. Right, my spin.
OK, I choose a kiss between John and Diane.
You two really are enjoying yourselves, aren't you?
Come on, Diane, you know the rules. Call that a kiss?
My spin again.
Oh, it's me again. Right then, let's raise the tempo a little. David, I want you to simulate sex with Diane.
Hang on a minute.
Don't be so crude, Julia.
Maybe he's forgotten how to do it, Julia.
Leave her be!
Hello, Earth calling Hardwick.
I think this could get out of hand.
Out of your hands, maybe, Hardwick.
Come on then, Diane. Let's show them how it should be done, eh?
I could have killed them, my love. I was coming for you.
He's beginning to give me the creeps. What's up with him anyway?
Stay out of this, Hardwick.
Leave her. Can I go back? Then why is perpetual vision? Leave her be! Leave her! Leave her be! I possess the body, but forbear the courage instilled within this worldliness. It's numbered is madness, for these spirits are not worldly things, but nevertheless unmovable from whence they originate. Extravagant passion proceeds from these evil dreams. I know not why, but she lives. She haunts me still. I love her.
What is he rambling on about?
God knows. Shut him up, someone. I missed some of Diane's sound effects.
Come now. You are too fair to have the mark placed upon thee.
Tell us all about Godfather.
Who was that? Come now. Pull yourself away. It is no longer safe.
I'll finish it, sir.
Nay. She has put up too great a resistance to have been deceiving us. Come now.
Where's Hardwick gone?
I don't know. Oh, he must have run out on us.
Go and look outside, Cliff.
I don't know what's up with that bloke.
Well, if he's out there, he'll catch his death. Hardwick, where are you?
The trouble with him is he can't take a joke. Come on, let's open another bottle of wine. He'll be back.
You know, I don't think he will be back.
Hardwick, where are you? Look, it's just a bit of fun. We can play Scrabble if you like.
I don't think he will be back.
Give me the clues. Well, if he's out there, he'll catch his death. Where's Hardwick gone? What's up with him anyway?
I don't think he will be back.
Well, if he's out there, he'll catch his death.